this Twitter thing going on at Honest Mistake, at Kenny Jason, at Taves Vic. Again, this is going on all through the week and on to next Monday. So I'm going to go. Yes, to clarify, but I think that person has left. Vic Taves is the minister in charge of CBSA, so that's one of the reasons to target him. And we are also contacting Jason Kenney because he's also implicated in the event. So I'm going to have Kay come up here. He's the consultant that works with the two women, and he can give you some more background on the case and then give you some updates. So thanks very much, and we'll have Kay. Thanks.
Thank you. One thing I just want to say, I had the opportunity to speak with the girls just about 45 minutes ago, and they want me to tell you thank you for what you're doing. And they understand, I mean, they were surprised to hear about the program, and but they sincerely appreciate your support. That there are people out there who are students and faculty members and those who choose to come from outside supporting their cause. No doubt it's an honest mistake, like we all know. But should honest mistakes send them out of the country? We know what the answer is. No, they should not be deported. So again, my name is Kay, and I had the opportunity to be part of the story of these girls in doing the best we can to try and represent their interest. At this point, it's a very difficult case, but your support can make the difference. And all we're asking now is that the Minister of Immigration, Jason Kenney, who is actually in charge of CIC, and Vic Tay, the Minister of Public Safety, who is responsible for CBSA, will reconsider the decision and give them opportunity to stay. I listened to others who have spoken earlier before me, saying that these students are putting so much into their education. They've spent 3 years of their lives here. And to make this honest mistake, which one of them realized on time, she stopped working, and only to be picked up weeks later. And not only that part, but to also be handcuffed and paraded as if they are criminals, certainly is beyond our Canadian values. So at this point, they are still staying strong, somewhere in Regina, and hoping that very soon, the Minister of Immigration will reconsider the decision to send them back to Nigeria. I'm not going to repeat what has been said earlier about what their situation might be if they are sent back to Nigeria. And all that we are saying is that we need a good impression for our country, Canada, so that these students, who are students of this university, will finish their degree here rather than go elsewhere. And I know that's why you are here. And so we need to keep the pressure on, sending those letters, sending those postcards. Now the postcards will cost you nothing because you're sending it to the Minister of Immigration, you're sending it to Ordu, so it's free. We need to put the pressure on and hoping that soon, and very soon, something positive will happen in their case. Now, I might not go into some specific things, but of course, if you have questions, I'll be more than happy to answer, and I'll say as much as I can in this forum. But what we're asking is that we all get involved, sending the letters, sending the email, make the phone calls. If you have friends in Ottawa, tell them to show up next week at the rally in front of the parliamentary building. We're hoping it's also going to go around the country, and we're so grateful for what some of the different institutions are doing to support them, the Nigerian High Commission, the Nigerian Canadian Association, and others around the country. A lot of people getting involved in this, and I'm glad that you are part of the story. And we hope very soon they will be able to stand here themselves, or at one point, to be able to say thank you to all of you for helping them. They would have loved to come, but you and I know if they come out from where they are right now, they'll be on their way to the airport. And we don't want that to happen. Thank you. So I don't know if anyone has any questions that will address some of the specifics. I'm hoping it's something I can talk about here using the microphone. But if not, I'll find a way to talk to you. Yes?
Can you explain the usual penalty for an infraction like this?
CBSA had the option of simply saying, don't do it again. In fact, the officer, Chris Case, which I have no problem mentioning his name, had that option at that point. And as a matter of fact, a lot of the seat went into the way they got information from them. I know somebody spoke about getting the password to their phone, getting the password to their email, and going after friends and families and asking them, do you know where they are? If you don't tell us, we're going to deport you also. That officer had one option at the beginning. Don't do it again. If you do it, we'll get into that's number one. Now you might ask, are there other options? I will say yes. The officer can decide to say, well, we'll report you, and the outcome could be we will suspend your current study permit, which is possible. And then they have to apply for restoration of status, which will be more like a financial penalty indirectly because they have to pay about $325 to, restoration is $200, $125 to get their permit back, which is possible. But to go for the ultimate, it's a concern for us. And the ultimate penalty is more of leave the country. Well, of course, when the decision was made that they were inadmissible at the inadmissibility hearing, they could go to the federal court and try to apply for what we call judicial review. But cost was a problem for them at that point. We had, one of our legal counsel who, would have taken that on at that point, but certainly the financial implication was a problem at that point. So the student did not take that advantage of going for what we call going to the federal court. They also have the option of going for what we call the pre-removal assessment risk, which they did because that will cost significantly less or even zero. So they went for that. Again, that was declined. That was turned down. So at this point, what we need is that the minister use the authority that he has. I'm talking of Victor now, or maybe I should just say the two ministers, because they need to work together to make this happen. They have the power to reverse the decision. They have the authority to allow them to stay. So we're not going to submit to that point of view that says, well, no, actually, my hands are tied, we don't know what we can do. No, they know what they can do. And that's why we're asking you to get involved. Any other question? Silence.
Well, just is this a change in enforcement policy, do you know, or like you already addressed whether or not is this a precedent, in terms of the way that they're dealing with this case?
The way the case has been dealt with, also for this institution, it's unprecedented, let me put it that way, for this institution. And, we know if there are reasons to deport an individual, say there's security threat, or there are significant reasons for them to do it, yes, they can. But we're looking at the merit of this case. We're looking at the offense and comparing it with the punishment. And we just don't see the correlation between the two. In that, well, this is what they did. Yes, we understand that part. But should they get the ultimate sentence? That's what we're trying to question. So we think CBSA could have used a different means instead of this final leave this country decision that has been made.
Okay, and then we have one last presentation. Syed's going to come up and talk to us. He's actually with a group here called Coalition for a Fair SINP, which is Saskatchewan Immigrant Nominee Program. There's been massive changes to that program in the last year, and so he's going to come up and talk about that issue as well. As you're leaving, though, I just want to draw your attention. If you haven't grabbed one yet, definitely grab a postcard. It takes a few minutes to fill it out. You can pop it in the mail. It doesn't need any post. And then keep your eye out. We'll try to have another event right here this time next week. Okay, and here's Syed. We'll wrap it up in a couple of minutes.
Thank you very much. Hi, my name is Syed, and I'm one of the members of the coalition who are working for the Saskatchewan Immigration Nominee Program changes and the recent changes, which was implemented on 1st of May, and it was an abrupt change, which basically changed and affected a lot of lives in this city, in this province, basically, the Saskatchewan. They are all citizens of the Canada, and they were here migrated from different cities of the Canada, and actually they were trying to take the, this advertisement, the advantage of the advertisement that Saskatchewan now has this plan in addition to the others that you can nominate your beloved ones, your family members, your relatives, your blood relatives, that you can get them here in Saskatchewan. So there were, and the requirement was that you need to be here for at least 1 year, and you should be self-supporting. And all of those guys, all of those families, they were fulfilling all the requirements, and they were ready to submit their applications. They were here, economically supportive and everything. And on the 1st of May, in fact on the 2nd of May, they came to realize, or they came to know that there's been change in the immigration policies, which is effective from the 1st of May, which is even 1 day earlier, that now you cannot nominate a person provided until you have a job offer from a Saskatchewan employer under the category A and category B, which is like highly skilled worker. And you cannot get this job from any company. It should be from an approved employer. And you cannot nominate more than one family at a time until they are here and settle down and everything. So the problem is, you might be thinking, okay, that's what's wrong in that. So the problem is the process of the immigration takes years. And the immigration department is asking to hold a job for them for that long period. And to get a job first, that's a challenge. You are asking for a job from an employer here in this province to give a job to a person who is living in the other part of the world and hold that job for him or for her for another 2 years or 3 years or whatever the process time is, and until they're here and settle down, and then you can nominate another person. So this was the change. And the bad thing is, people migrated, people moved from Toronto, Calgary, Vancouver, all different places. They spend a lot of money, thousands of dollars they spend in moving from other places to here. They quit their jobs there, they close down their businesses, and they are established back here. Not they are taking any social assistance or anything. They spend all their money from their pocket, and they're established again here. They're doing their job, they're doing fine, and they're signing a support agreement that they're going to support their family members when they come here. Everything is fine. It's just the government is there not letting them file the application anymore. We talked we held a few town hall meetings. We met the earlier Minister of the Immigration, Rob Norris, and then we met Bill Boyd, and Honorable Bill Boyd, and we discussed this in detail. We explained everything to them, and they kind of agree. They agree that this is the problem and that we can, we should help you out. And Bill Boyd, in fact, said that on the TV and other interviews that we'll find a middle ground. Because this was very painful for the citizens of the Canada and citizens of this province especially. So, but nothing happened, and they were like, okay, federal is not agreeing with them, and that's all. And all of the efforts, all of the pain, or all of the everything which the general public, general citizens of the province went through is just wet in vain. There is no response on that. So we kind of signed a petition, we ran different kind of rallies, we get together, we applied, and now the latest information is that we already filed an ombudsman application as well. So it's there again, but the sad part is our own government, our own minister, they're not supporting us in this way. Or our minister, federal minister, they're just not listening. He's just not paying any attention and not recognizing, not realizing that how many sacrifices already the families here already, went through. And all we are asking, actually, a grandfather clause, which means those who are here on the 1st of May should be exempted from this change, they should be allowed to file their application, whatever they have right now. Let them file them, and then you can make the changes for future. It's not a big request, it's not a big demand. All we are asking, those who already made their decision, who already sacrificed, who already quit their jobs and moved here, settled down here, now they're about to, they're ready to file their application. Let them file the application, allow them under the grandfather law, and if you think this is more beneficial for the province, economically or whatever, that in the future you should not allow them, well, you can decide. But the facts are against them anyways, because in the last 5 years, the economy of the Saskatchewan grew very fast. In a lot of different dimensions, real estate, businesses, IT, medicine, everywhere, it's expanding. You can see even the university, you'll see the change, how many students are coming over here now. So the economy is booming, just all because, all the new immigrants coming here and participating in the economy of the province. So they are supporting us. So our request to them is grant them a grandfather clause so that they can apply for their relatives, and they are all skilled workers. Not that they are coming here without any skills or education. They are all highly skilled. They are all educated. They know their English language and everything. If they fulfill all this criteria, let them in. And that's all we are looking for. So all we need is your support in this cause. And we have a Facebook account as well for Fair SINP. And it's on the Tutor too, and we have an email group as well. So if you want to sign up on that and want some more information about that, we are here, we can give you more information. And there is some changes about the students as well, who can apply for the immigration after 6 months of the work. Now they increase it to the 1 year, and that 1 year is even tough now, because the number of hours you need to work in that particular period of the time, it's not matching. You cannot do those many hours in that particular time period. So all the international students who wants to stay here, work for the economy, contribute to the economy here, it's difficult for them to do that in that particular time period. So it's like they are saying that they are giving us this provision, but actually they are not. It's very hard to meet the requirement. Very tough. So actually, these are all the issues of the SINP fair nomination. So I thank you very much, Michelle, and all the group of the social justice that they give us this opportunity to let you know what's going on in this forum. And if you need some more information, we're here. Me and Karim Rizvi, he's also very active in this forum, so we can give you more information on that. Thank you very much.
All right, everybody, we're getting ready to wind down. Just so you know, it's my understanding that we've been officially locked out of our Twitter account for the day because we're over our max, so maybe we give ourselves a little round of applause on that. I also want to remind everybody that this Twitter campaign is going to go on until next Monday when the Ottawa rally happens, and I would once again like you to do a show of hands. How many people be willing to come back down here next week, same time, same place? Show of hands, high. All right, we're all looking at you, and you're all looking at us, so we just made some sort of contract to appear. And what I'd like to do is ask everybody just to go ahead and plan on coming down here next Monday, 12 o'clock. We'll make sure that we've got some stuff down here that we can do that's good. I think we're going to work on more letter writing campaign. Maybe we're going to switch it up and do a phone call blitz to support the rally. And we will see whatever our little creative skills allow us as well. I would really like to ask everybody to consider writing a letter to the editor this week as well. There's very little communication going on as far as letters to the editor go. You can read the Leader Post, for example. For SIMP? Yep, so there's some flyers over here about the SIMP issues as well. One of the big points today was to really get people to understand all of the different issues that are going on right now in Canada and Saskatchewan in particular, and then at U of R as well. So I was going to try to read a couple of last comments. Does anybody have any questions or anything they want to share? Yes, hello. When is the Ottawa rally is happening next Monday. Yeah. I don't know where Kay is. I'm pretty sure it's from 10 to 5 their time. So if we have an event here at noon, we will be strategically happening at the same time as them. We got great media today, so we'll hopefully have media again next week. Thanks for those that came out. Can we also get a quick applause thanks to all the presenters that came and shared today? All right, so like I said, the Twitter campaign is going to keep on happening, so make sure you get back up on there as soon as we're allowed. And there was some funny ones today and some very serious ones, so share at will. As you're leaving today, I'd encourage you to perhaps grab a couple of postcards and hand them out to folks while you're walking down the hall, explain the issue to them. It's a little bit alarming how little profile this event has at this campus, and this is a very significant issue. So if you feel like you can grab some information, hand it out to somebody while you're walking by and ask them to come again this time next week. Anything else? All right, thank you all for coming. Let's give ourselves a round of applause. Have a great afternoon.